If someone gets caught with cocaine, it's usually a slam dunk case. But when cocaine's found in the White House, the Secret Service can't tell us where they found it. And we're starting to believe that the reason they won't tell us where they found it is because that would tell us whose coke it was. So instead, the Secret Service isn't telling us anything. In a response to a Freedom of Information request put forward by Bloomberg, the Secret Service is saying they can't release any records about the coke found at the White House. Why? They said it would interfere with an ongoing investigation. But what's the investigation? Police charge people with cocaine possession all the time when they find it in someone's house. But today we learned the FBI is a part of the cover-up.
Is the FBI assisting the Secret Service in the investigation as to how cocaine wound up at the White House?
Yes, I want to be a little bit careful about what I can say here because the Secret Service is leading the investigation. But as is standard in an investigation where white powder is found, the FBI's lab personnel did an evaluation to determine whether or not there was a, sort of biological.
Is that the only assistance?
That's the only assistance we've done so far. We have offered the full range of our assistance to the Secret Service if they want to use us.
Oh, they've done more than offer. The FBI is now involved in the White House coke investigation. Christopher Wray and Merrick Garland, his boss, are overseeing Cocaine Gate. What? Garland, who just gave Hunter Biden the plea deal of the century, won't even open Hunter's laptop, is burying the bribery tapes. And Wray, who covered up the laptop before the last election and raided President Trump's house, those two guys are in charge of investigating the White House coke? And the Biden family has a long history of covering up cocaine charges. Ask Hunter. He'll tell you straight up, if he wasn't a Biden, he'd be in jail.
I just wonder how you viewed sort of the money you made through your clients that enabled that addiction and also maybe the ways it protected you from consequences that might have landed a lot of other people in jail.
I think it's completely unfair, and I think that I am 100% still here today and not in a jail cell or in an institution because of my privilege, and not just the privilege of a family that loved me, but the privilege of the fact that I had been very successful.
Back in 1988, Hunter was arrested for cocaine possession in Stone Harbor, New Jersey. But Hunter walked out with a clean record. Why? Well, his dad, senator at the time, expunged his record. And at the same time, Biden was sweeping his son's coke under the rug. Biden was throwing average Americans in prison for coke possession. Same crime. Now, Primetime has reached out to the Stone Harbor Police Department. We asked for Hunter's mugshot, and they say they couldn't find it in their system, but they're going to dig through their attic, quote unquote, for it. Now, if they find it, Primetime will get it, and we'll air it, and we'll keep you posted. And in 2016, Hunter left coke and a crack pipe in a Hertz rental car. Police knew it was Hunter's. They even tried to bring him in, but he never picked up the phone. And then out of the blue, the charges got dropped. Maybe you do that for a first-time offender, but Hunter had coke on his record.
44-year-old Hunter Biden, Vice President Joe Biden's youngest son, was discharged from the Navy Reserve after testing positive for cocaine. Hunter was commissioned in May 2013 and assigned a coveted position as a public affairs officer in Norfolk, Virginia. But U.S. officials confirm the very next month, after reporting to his unit, Biden was given a routine drug test, which he failed.
So Hunter got a slap on the wrist, and he just blamed it on a cigarette bummed from two Africans, and they shut the book on him. Now, after getting arrested and thrown out of the Navy, he was still partying. At one point, Hunter was banned from every hotel in L.A. because of crack.
The Roosevelt Hotel is right across the street from us. This is where you had, would you call it a bender?
I was at every hotel in Los Angeles, basically.
You'd hole up there until
every
they threw you out.
Every motel, every hotel, until they until they wouldn't have a room for me the next day.
One of the stories was you went just down the block from us, to Sunset La Brea, and you looked for some guys who might be able to get you something.
Yeah.
And then you wound up getting it and using crack with them.
Okay, so he's hitting a crack pipe in a car here. I mean, is it a fair question to ask? Is Hunter Biden still using cocaine? People with behavior like this, records like this, expunged or not, aren't even allowed anywhere near a White House. And it's not just Hunter. Ashley Biden, another one of Primetime's persons of interest, was known to party. She was called a party animal, quote unquote, in college. Ashley Biden was arrested in college for drug possession, but she was never convicted. She walked. And years later, an alleged video of Ashley doing lines of coke at a Delaware house party came out. Ashley was again charged for intimidating an officer back in 2002, and again, charges were dropped. Ashley and Hunter haven't faced consequences their entire lives. Joe Biden has enabled his children. When your father's a senator, a vice president, and president, you can get away with anything. You're treated differently than the average American, and that makes Americans angry. It makes me angry. It's not fair. It's bad parenting. It's bad policy. And it goes against everything Joe Biden's been about his whole career. And Ashley Biden was also at the White House on the 4th of July. Was she there days before? We don't know. The Secret Service won't release the visitor logs. All we know is Hunter was lugging a big bright red backpack around. Hunter carries that backpack everywhere. What's in the backpack? And why does a 53-year-old man have a bright red backpack like that? Is that where he keeps his laptop so he doesn't lose it again? Now, Primetime isn't saying this was Ashley's cocaine or this was Hunter's cocaine. We have no idea. These are just our suspects. We hope it's not their cocaine because that'd be tragic. We want them to stay clean. Remember, NBC suggested the coke was found near the entrance that Kamala slides in. Is it Kamala's? Is it Doug's? Is this Joe's plan of getting Kamala off the ticket, have the feds plant some coke with their fingerprints on it? I doubt it, but we're not ruling anything out. So if it's not Hunter or Ashley, maybe it's one of their friends. Or maybe it's Joe's naughty niece. She's got a rap sheet. Remember naughty, theft, and drugs. Or was it Frankie Four Fingers, Biden's brother? He just admits he eats mushrooms. Was he candy flipping in the West Wing? By the way, look at Fingers all sweaty with Mayweather at the club here. So, Primetime's adding Four Fingers and Naughty to our persons of interest. Now, we don't even know if they were at the White House until Secret Service releases the visitor logs. The Secret Service chief, Kimberly Cheadle, promised us transparency.
Being transparent and making sure that we continue to cooperate with all the ongoing investigations is very important to me. So we're going to continue to do that as an agency.
And so Cheadle the Weasel has to release the logs now. We put a Freedom of Information request in for him. We're not going to stop until we get it. We've also requested surveillance footage. Primetime wants to see who went in and out of the library, the cubby area, and outside the Situation Room. We deserve answers. You deserve answers. They don't want to give us the answers, and that's why the FBI hijacked the investigation. But we're not going to give up. Remember, Primetime got Paul Pelosi's DUI tapes. We didn't stop then, and we're not going to stop now.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.